Hi Year 4 and welcome to English Lesson 2. Today we're going to be reading the second chapter of George's Marvellous Medicine, and we're going to be identifying and writing some rhyming words. So let's have a look at chapter 2. It's called The Marvellous Plan. George sat himself down at the table in the kitchen. He was shaking a little. Oh, how he hated Grandma. He really hated that horrid old witchy woman. And all of a sudden he had a tremendous urge to do something about her. Something whopping, something absolutely terrific, a real shocker, a sort of explosion. He wanted to blow away the witchy smell that hung about her in the next room. He may have been only 8 years old, but he was a brave little boy. He was ready to take this old woman on. I'm not going to be frightened by her, he said softly to himself. But he was frightened. And that's why he wanted suddenly to explode her away. Well, not quite away, but he did want to shake the old woman up a bit. Very well then. What should it be, this whopping, terrific, exploding shocker for Grandma? He would have liked to put a firework banger under her chair, but he didn't have one. He would have liked to put a long green snake down the back of her dress, but he didn't have a long green snake. Look at him there, thinking of all the things that he can do. He would have liked to put 6 big black rats in the room with her and lock the door, but he didn't have 6 black rats. As George sat there pondering this interesting problem, his eye fell upon the bottle of Grandma's brown medicine standing on the sideboard. Rotten stuff it seemed to be. 4 times a day, a large spoonful of it was shoveled into her mouth, and it didn't do her the slightest bit of good. She was always just as horrid after she'd had it as she had been before. The whole point of medicine, surely, was to make the person better. If it didn't do that, then it was quite useless. So-ho, thought George suddenly. Aha! Ho-hum! I know exactly what I'll do. I shall make her a new medicine. One that is so strong and so fierce and so fantastic, it will either cure her completely or blow off the top of her head. I'll make her a magic medicine, a medicine no doctor in the world has ever made before. George looked at the kitchen clock. It said 10:05. There was nearly an hour left before Grandma's next dose was due at 11. Here we go then, cried George, jumping up from the table. A magic medicine it shall be. So give me a bug and a jumping flea. Give me 2 snails and lizards 3, and a slimy squiggler from the sea, and the poisonous sting of a bumblebee, and the juice from the fruit of the jujube tree, and the powdered bone of a wombat's knee, and 100 other things as well, each with a rather nasty smell. I'll stir them up, I'll boil them long, a mixture tough, a mixture strong, and then hi-ho, and down it goes, a nice big spoonful, hold your nose. Just gulp it down and have no fear. How do you like it, Granny dear? Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke, start fizzing like a can of Coke? Who knows? Not I. Let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I have got in store for you. So, sounds like Grandma's in for a bit of a shock. Let's have a look at what we'd like you to do today. So, as we said, we're looking at identifying and writing using rhyming words. There were lots of them in that chapter. Task 1 is to read through this extract on the screen. You can see it here. It's also on Google Classroom. This is the last bit of the chapter. And we want you to see how many rhyming words you can find. There are lots in there. And then write them down in rhyming groups so that words that sound similar are all in the same group together. Task 2 is looking at more rhyming words and seeing if we can think of our own. So again, the sheet here you can see on the screen, it's also on Google Classroom for you. So you can print it out and write on it, or you can just write on paper. And what we want you to do is have a look at these words and see how many words you can think that rhyme with each of those. I wonder how many you can think of. And then if you're up for an extra challenge today, then we've got a special one for you. We would like you to use some of those rhyming words to create your own poem. It could be about George's great idea, or it could be a poem describing his grandma, but try and use as many rhyming words as you can. Good luck. And if you're really proud of your work, remember you can send it to us, you can email it to us, and we look forward to seeing them. See you tomorrow.